To be joined by student Argonauts Freddie, Allison, Roshan, and Tibby, as well as educator Argonauts Sheena and Dennis. A little later on in the show, we'll be joined by Roshan, Tibby, and Dennis, but for now, Freddie, Allison, and Sheena join us from the control van aboard Nautilus. Nautilus is in the Mediterranean Sea on her way to Kos, Greece, and those placid waters are not the current state of the sea. It is rough out there, folks, so please, if we lose satellite connectivity, bear with us. I will remain with you if that happens. Okay, so you can submit a question to our Argonauts by clicking on the Participate tab to the right-hand side of the video. Please be sure when you do that to include your name and where you're from so that they know who they're talking to. There will be a brief delay between my question and their answer. That's just because Nautilus is so far away. So guys, let's dive right in. Allison, this first question is for you. We know it's rough out there. How rough is it, and how have you guys been holding up?
The waves are about a meter high, like about 3 feet, and it is getting pretty rough, but I mean, we're all doing pretty well. Not too many things are falling off the shelves, but when we went out to watch the sunset earlier, we did get sprayed pretty badly, but it's still fun. You just have to hold on.
Sounds like you guys are seaworthy. Sheena, tell me, what have you guys been doing aboard Nautilus so far?
Wow, we've been doing so many things, so many great things. One of our most favorite times has been being able to drive the ship and take control. I don't think some of the people on board were too happy with us because we kind of tossed them this way and that. But we had a lot of fun. We also got to send some of the ROVs, or both the ROVs, down for a maintenance dive, so we got to see that in action, and that was just an amazing experience.
Okay, so we've got our first internet question coming in. This is from Landrum Middle School, and it's for Freddie. It's a long one, so brace yourselves. Hi, Freddie. The entire 8th grade is here in the auditorium watching you. Your sister and her whole class is also here along with your mom. We'd like to know, what has been the best part of this adventure for you so far?
Well, the best part for me for this adventure, I guess, would be coming to the ship with Dr. Ballard and his crew to learn all about the ocean and how we can preserve it. It's been a good trip. I have really enjoyed being on the ship, and it's been a good time.
Allison, this next question is for you. It comes from Miss Aratsu's class. They say, how will you approach what you are learning each day at school differently because of this experience?
Well, once you really get out and experience what science, as well as other subjects, we've learned so much out here. Once you really experience what it's like in the field and in real life, I mean, I'll be able to apply this to everything I learn, because you can draw parallels from this experience and anything we experience out in the field to what we're learning in the classroom. And it's not just in the classroom. You can go out and explore and learn so much more than what is taught in school.
So it sounds like you guys are really
can.
getting hands-on out there, and that's great. This next question is for Sheena. It's from Northbrook Middle School, and they want to know, what is the most surprising aspect of the experience so far?
Ooh, surprising. That's a hard one. Well, I really wasn't expecting to feel this good on the ship. We've had swells up to 2 meters. I'm pretty sure, and it's been beautiful. We've been able to be out on the deck and just watch these walls of water come towards us, and it's been nice. I was expecting to feel a little worse, and I think the excitement is just overflowing.
This next question is for Freddie. It is from Landrum Middle School as well. They want to know, what is it like as a student to actually experience real science with real scientists outside of the classroom?
it's way much better than being in the classroom reading just textbooks.
That's right.
You get to see how it's like to actually be a scientist out on sea, to actually see the ROVs on the water. It's been an amazing adventure. It's better than being in the classroom reading textbooks.
Okay, sounds like textbooks got a knock on that one. We've got a question from Northbrook Middle School. Sheena, why don't you take this one? What are some of the most interesting things you've learned, and they want to know specifics?
Oh, specifics. I really got to, I've really been able to learn a lot about navigation and what it takes to plot everything. And I was excited because my students always complain that we do math and science. Well, here aboard the Nautilus, I've been able to see so many times we're doing math, and so many times we're doing reading and writing, and all the while doing science. So it's been really neat to see all these different ways all the curriculum pieces are coming together here. I've really enjoyed watching them control the ROVs and how they do it. They have all these fun little nifty tools, and it's just the neatest thing.
So maybe textbooks are more important after all. This next question is for Allison. It's from your mom and dad. They want to know which of the jobs on board has been the most interesting to you.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Sure, they'd like to know which of the jobs on board Nautilus has been the most interesting to you.
Oh, well, first would definitely be driving the ship. I mean, that goes without saying. It's amazing having something so powerful at your hands, but also we've gotten to plot the course of the ship and to navigate it using paper, charts, and maps, and as well as the computer navigation software. And that's been really neat because you're kind of predicting the course of the ship, and sometimes you're right and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you change course, but it's just a learning experience as the ship keeps going and you keep plotting and it all starts coming together.
This next question is from Kitty. Freddie, why don't you take this one? Kitty wants to know, how big are the ROVs in person?
They're like maybe like about 6 feet tall. They're pretty big actually. They have a lot of digital high definition cameras. They have really strong lights to see on the ocean floors. They're pretty big and impressive.
This next question is from Northbrook Middle School, and it'll be our final question for this section of the program. Pamela and Jocelyn would like to know, how does it feel to be far from home? Allison, why don't you take this one?
Well, I definitely miss everyone back home, and I know at my high school, our first day was yesterday, and so I'm missing that, and I'm missing all my friends and family, but at the same time, it's just like a whole different world out here. I mean, to be here with miles of ocean, and we've already gotten to know the crew really well. It feels like we've been here a really long time, even though it's really only been a day or two. And I do miss everyone back home, but I wouldn't trade this for anything. It's amazing.
Sounds like the best reason in the world to skip a day of school. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been great.
All right, we are going to take a quick break and check out highlights from the third leg of the 2012 expedition working over the Eratosthenes seamount just off the southern coast of Cyprus. When we come back, we'll be joined by Roshan, Tibby, and Dennis, so please keep your questions coming and stay tuned. All right, we are back with Roshan, Tibby, and Dennis joining us from the control van aboard Nautilus. Let's just dive right into the questions. Roshan, why don't you take this first one? Are you guys having a good time out there, or is it stressful? Is anyone getting seasick?
No, absolutely. We're having a great time out here. There were a couple incidents where somebody was feeling a little seasick, but really there hasn't been any major issues. The waters have been a little bit rough, but I think everyone's holding on pretty well.
This next question is from Reno, Nevada. Why don't you take this one, Tibby? What is your favorite part about being on board Nautilus?
Well, being on board Nautilus includes a lot of cool stuff, but I think my favorite part was today when we watched the divings of the ROVs. So they send the ROVs into the water until a depth of like 2,200 meters, which is the deepest place they are sending the ROVs this season, in order to put grease on the wires so that they aren't going to risk because of the salt water from the sea. So I think that has been the coolest stuff and that I like the most.
Sounds great. Dennis, this question is, what advice would you give to students who are interested in pursuing a career in this area of science?
Oh, wow. That's a really, really great question. Learn it as much as you can. Just keep reading, watching videos, apply to become an Argonaut, get involved in the JASON project. There's never a dull moment, and there's never anything you can't study that's not going to be actually applied out here. What's really amazing is the number of scientists here, and their backgrounds come from a wide range of places. Just never let a minute go by. Just go out there and just grab things and be inquisitive. That's the best advice I can give you.
Carpe diem, it sounds like. Roshan, this question is for you. It's from Northbrook Middle School. What sort of things do you eat on board?
Well, usually, almost always, so we have 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which are all cooked and served by a really well-trained French chef who makes excellent food here on the ship. I guess, I mean, we have different things for each meal, but I can kind of give you an example if that's kind of what you're looking for. For breakfast, we had things like eggs, sausage, bacon. For lunch, I don't exactly remember what we had, but it was good. And then for dinner, he made some really good fish, and basically what you can expect is all the food on the Nautilus is terrific.
Sounds great. Timmy, this question is for you. What is the scariest thing that you've encountered on the ship?
I'm not really sure. I would think that this control van is actually composed of 2 cargos that have been cut on one side and after that put together, because in the old a couple of years ago they used to send the cargos back to US, well, not on the ship, so they needed to pack everything in the cargos, but now these 2 are actually placed on the top of the ship, so they aren't going to be sent anymore back to the US. Into the US, they are going to sit here.
Dennis, this question is for you. How will this experience affect your teaching when you get back home?
Oh, it's already actually affected my teaching. I started with the Argonaut program last year, and just the things I was able to bring back to students, the experiences, bringing JASON to them, showing videos, pictures. One thing I did learn this past year is, last year I had 1 camera, this year I needed to bring 2, just to keep the batteries charged, to keep everything that's happening. There's so much information thrown at you. You get a little intimidated at first, but little by little the cloud kind of goes away, and you don't get scared by all these monitors and things that blink at you. And it's a great kind of experience that you just want to bring to everybody back in school and share it, and help not be afraid of any kind of technology, because you can go out and master it like anything else.
Well, I think your students can be expecting lots and lots of photos from what you're telling me. This question is for Roshan. It's from your parents.
Oh.
They want to know, how did you find the real-life Nautilus technology impressive compared to what you had imagined?
Well, looking at the Nautilus Live website and kind of studying the Nautilus just a little bit before coming here, you kind of see pictures and you see some videos of how the Nautilus works, and even the ROVs that you get to see in the videos online that are moving in the water, and all this great technology that you see online. But until you actually come here and experience the amazing technology that they have online, I really don't think you can fully kind of understand how cool everything is. We first came on board and I was just kind of stunned, really, because everything was so surreal. I mean, I was just looking around and there were the ROVs that I had seen online, and today we were actually lucky enough to see the ROVs do a dive, which most Argonauts don't actually get to do, but we were fortunate enough to do that. And just watching all the really cool technology and the communication, all the teamwork that has to go on to make this technology work, it's really great.
Tibby, this final question is for you. What will you remember about this experience down the line?
That's a pretty good question. I think that the whole ship and the whole experience of JASON is going to be remembered, because the whole experience, the whole JASON experience, was composed of small little pieces, but each of it is very remarkable. Like from the boot camp I went on last year to getting into Cyprus, to eating the local specialties, after that getting on board of Nautilus, getting a tour of it, seeing the ROVs, seeing the divings of the ROVs, meeting the people on the board, eating the food on the Nautilus, sleeping in the small beds that we have under the deck. Everything is amazing, and I will surely remember everything.
Well, that is all the time that we have for now. Thanks to our web audience for sending in such great questions, and Roshan, Tibby, Dennis, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
For more news, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and of course, you can always join the expedition live right here at nautiluslive.org. Now, back to Nautilus.